Hello, everyone. My name is Jenny, and I am coming to you with an update on what P3 is for hCG. All right, brief recap as to where I am. I took a little bit of a break after my P2 and my 72 hours. As planned, didn't do horrible, didn't do good. Went to homecoming weekend with my daughter and my family, went to visit my daughter at her college for homecoming weekend, and we had food situations planned throughout, and I was just going to embrace it and not draw any attention to myself and just embrace everything that was involved in the weekend and the food. So I'm back on track. It's Monday. According to the scale, up from the end of P2, and I gained a little bit in the 72 hours, and that's another video too. So I am already up my 3 pounds that I said I'm not going to go over, but that's going to come off. That was just, one of those kind of almost like a load day type thing. So I anticipate losing 1 to 2 of those in this 5 days during the week now as I get myself back on track, and we'll go from there. So I'm going into officially P3 right now, even though I didn't quite do it the right way. And if you watch this whole video, you'll see that everything I do on this diet is not quite the right way. So if you want to follow it by the letter of the law, you probably want to find another channel. If you want to follow it in a way that was doable for me, so I didn't feel like I was on a diet and I didn't feel like I was deprived at all and I was enjoying myself the whole time and I was in a great mood, and I still lost 11 pounds, then this is the video and the channel for you to watch. All right, so what is P3? P3 is after you've done your P2 where you're eating the 500 calories and taking the drops, then you wean off the drops for 2 days, and then you are no longer on drops. So at this point, you're supposed to be eating not everything you want. You're not supposed to dive right back into old habits. This is an opportunity for you to continue to sort of practice as you preach or do as you once did, but you obviously have more flexibility because you're no longer taking the drops. So you do now at this point need to take more calories in to sustain yourself because the drops are no longer feeding off the reserves in your body. So what's involved in P3? First of all, P3 lasts for 3 weeks. And it is a time when you are not supposed to be eating any starches and you're not supposed to be eating any sugars. So no sugars and starches during P3. All right, what else? I have some notes here so I don't forget to hit any bullet points. How much are you supposed to be eating? Well, you can look and see on the calculators online and that what you're supposed to eat to maintain your weight and all that. Basically, what the protocol says is you're supposed to eat to hunger. So when you start to truly feel hungry, and that again, watch another video if you want to like kind of hear a discussion about what the difference is between wanting to eat and truly being hungry. You are supposed to only eat to hunger when you're in P3. And that should be the proper amount of calories that you do need to maintain. So everything should be copacetic and going along well. If you're somebody who has a food addiction, as I do, then this is harder to just eat to hunger, and a little bit of guidelines are easier for me. So for me, I'm going to continue with intermittent fasting and just be eating near the, last quadrant day, well, last third of my day, I should say, the beginning of like the last third of my day. So early evening, late afternoon, early evening is when I eat my food. When you go into P3, your calories are supposed to be introduced gradually. Again, do as I say, not as I do. This past weekend, homecoming weekend, it wasn't a gradual introduction. Was I okay? Yes. I have a whole nother separate video on bowel movements and P2. Everything is back on track now. what's normal for me is a bowel movement every other day, and that's happening and everything is good. So I haven't had any stomach problems by introducing the food too fast or any issues along that way. But you're not supposed to, because many people's systems are more sensitive, and their stomachs are more sensitive, and their digestive systems are more sensitive. And you don't want to make yourself uncomfortable or run into any problems. So slowly introduce larger portions of food as well as different foods back into your diet. All right. Specifically, you're going to want to introduce dairy and nuts slowly to make sure that you're acclimated to it. This is also an opportunity for you to determine if you have an allergy to these foods. Some people have some mild allergies to foods they don't even know because they've just kind of always ate them and, kind of always had an irritable stomach and contributed it to this or that or the other. So that's another reason to really, you haven't been having these things for a long period of time. So slowly introduce them in and see how your body reacts. And if you have any kind of reaction to it, and you might want to take it away and see if you start feeling better again. You might find that that's something you just need to avoid in your life in general. All right. So we're going to introduce dairy and nuts and fats slowly. The goal of P3 is to now keep your weight within 2 pounds of your LDW. So your LDW is your last dose weight. So you'll see LDW a lot in people referring to hCG in the diet and information about it and the protocol, etc. So it's your last dose weight. So the weight you were the morning after you've had your last dose. So basically kind of the beginning of your 72 hours. So whatever that weight is, you're not supposed to be gaining more than 2 pounds during P3. And this is not just to maintain the fact that you've lost weight and to feel good about yourself. What you're trying to do is reprogram your hypothalamus in your brain to accept the fact that this is where your body's weight should now be. So you want to maintain a plateau for a long period of time so that this is your new normal. And when you start going above this, you start to feel uncomfortable and you want to lose the weight, and that you start feeling full quicker than you did in the past before you were on this diet. So it's resetting the hypothalamus in your brain to say, this is our new normal now. So that's this 3-week period of time. You've come off of 3 weeks of losing. Now you need this 3 weeks of staying at this plateau to do that reprogramming. So that's why Dr. Simeons doesn't want you to go over a 2-pound weight gain. If you are over 2 pounds, again, do as I say, not as I do. I've decided to give myself a 3-pound leeway. But if you get to 2 pounds, you are at that point supposed to do what's called a steak day. I'll do a whole separate video on a steak day because you're probably not there yet. But you have a steak day to kind of jar you into losing quickly again and getting back down so that you're within 2 pounds of your LGW. All right. And then that's where you should stay. Now, here's the other thing. If you do go above 2 pounds over your LDW and you need to do the steak day, it says in the protocol that you should be restarting counting that 3 weeks of time for P3. Like, well, every 4 days, I'll just do another steak day and my weight will go up and down and up and down and up and down. The goal, as I said before, is to maintain at a plateau at this point. So you should not be going over those 2 pounds. You want to maintain. You do a steak day. You're going to start counting 3 weeks over again, starting with that steak day once you get below that 2 pounds. Okay? Yeah, the good and the bad. There you go. All right, that's it. That's P3 in a nutshell. So you're introducing more fats into this. You're introducing nuts into this. You can reintroduce dairy into this phase. You're still staying away from all of your sugars, and you're to stay away from starches as well. So we're staying off of carbs as well. So we're basically doing a no-carb diet still, but adding some fats and more proteins back into the diet that you had before, getting dairy back into it as well. Again, do it in mild doses, do it slowly, monitor yourself, get in touch with your body, determine if everything seems okay, and then go from there. Don't let it go over 2 pounds. And that's P3. If you have any additional questions, put them down below. I think tomorrow's video might be on the steak day, and I guess I could do a steak day just to kind of tell you what my results are too. That's a possibility. I'll think about that. I don't know if I'm going to get to the grocery store today, so I don't know if I can do one tomorrow, but maybe the day after that, since I won't be down. I mean, maybe I'll be down a whole pound, but that's still technically 2 pounds over, so it still would be justifying a steak day. I'll think about that and get back to you. But sometime this week, I will do a video on steak day, and every couple of days, I'll do an update as soon as I think of another topic to talk about, or if I have a really good success or a really big failure, since this is a completely honest vlog, and I'll share that with you. So happy dieting out there. Write any questions you have down below. Good luck to you on the hCG diet, and I hope you have huge successes. Let me know all about them. Take care. Bye.